So we have been given polynomials and gone to the zeros, which is where it crosses the x-axis, the x-intercepts. But today we're actually going to go the opposite way. We're going to know where it crosses, and then we're going to go back to the one of the possible equations it could be. Because there's sometimes that we could multiply these through with the numbers, but we're going to go to the most basic. So for this first problem, we're given the fact that there is a 0 at -1, there's a 0 at 3, with a multiplicity of 2. So that means it's doing a bounce here. This tells you your exponent on that term. And the last 0 is 4. And so to start these, what you will do is start by setting each of these equal to x. And we need to go backwards. So think about opposite what we did. So we're starting at the bottom of knowing what the x-intercept is, and now we want everything on the same side. So we're going to add 1, giving us x plus 1 equals 0. We are going to subtract 3. Why do I subtract 3 instead of add 3? Because it's a positive number. Giving us x minus 3 equals 0. And we are going to subtract 4, giving us x minus 4. So to write the polynomial, you do f of x equals, and it's always going to be f of x or p of x or whatever letter you want to be at the beginning of it. And then you're going to set each of these in parentheses. Oops. And so we have x plus 1 times x minus 3 times x minus 4. And you go back up here and you look, okay, there was a multiplicity of 2 on this one, so I need to put a power of 2.
Why does it multiplicity of 2?
Multiplicity is 2 is how they word that there is 2 factors with a 0 of 3.
So it just applies to the 3?
Just to the 3. So look for the what's in between the commas. I'm going to separate ideas with either commas or semicolons, depending on how I feel that day. And that multiplicity of 2 says that there's 2 zeros. We have a multiplicity of these zeros. And that multiplicity is 2. Not every single problem tonight you're going to have with those. If you ever see that, that's what that means. All you need to do is leave it in this form. You're going to be done after this form. I'm not going to make you multiply these out. We are going to do that later. We have to work on multiplying some out. But I'm not making you multiply these out. So let's look at this one. Step 1 is to do what? Okay. So is this a wiggle, bounce, or cross?
Bounce? Wait.
How do you figure out everything?
If it's an odd, it's a wiggle.
Wait, how do you know it's a wiggle?
Because its multiplicity is odd.
Okay, so it's basically like the exponent?
Yeah, this is the exponent each time. I would circle it so you can remember that's the exponent.
Wait, so why do we need to know that?
You don't really need to know it's a wiggle. I just I'm trying to connect back to what you saw yesterday.
On our homework, do you want us to say what it is?
I don't care if you show me there's a wiggle. I'm just trying to get you a picture in your head what's happening at these points. So we're going to say each of these equal to x. Okay. What do we need to do next? Everything on the same side as the x. So that's going to give us a x plus 1 here equals 0. This one's already done for us, isn't it? Okay, so we have those two done. When you have a fraction, there are two steps you'll have to take. Step 1 is going to multiply by your denominator. That basically cancels out that denominator from that side, giving us 3x is equal to 2. And then you move your 2 over. Because we cannot have fractions inside of our parentheses. So to get rid of the fraction, this is the easiest way. So those are our 3 factors. You could have 3 factors, you could have 10 factors. It doesn't, 3 is not a limit. I just did it for note purposes. And so let's go through and figure out what each of these had. So we have the first one. Oops, sorry, f of x. Do I have any exponent on this spot?
No.
Okay, I have my second one. X, do I have any exponent on this spot?
C.
And then my last one,
That one's not in parentheses.
you can. It doesn't hurt. Is but this isn't the best way to write this. The best way is with your 0 term, the one that doesn't have anything added or subtracted to it, goes in the front. So f of x equals x to the 5th times x plus 1 times 3x minus 2. That's the way you should write it. Don't put that x term in the middle on your homework or any assignment. It always goes in the front. So if you think about things before you write them down, you can solve that problem. I don't make you have to rewrite it twice. So